from Philadelphia, welcome to Ken Howard. First of all, God bless Ken for coming here on a Monday where we just finished a 3-day meeting in Washington, D.C., where he didn't really see the light of day for 3 days, so he's had a busy weekend and moving right in, so he was gracious enough to come to Philadelphia today. And I'm going to read a short bio of him. However, the bio that he read for me, you could probably put that 4 degrees past that for Ken, because this guy's been working for 40 years in our business with terrific work behind him. Let me just say a couple of things. Vowing to build unity and build strength, Ken Howard was elected the 25th president of Screen Actors Guild on September 24th, 2009. As the national board member and national chair of the Guild's Senior Performers Committee, Howard worked with board members across the country to help get a TV theatrical contract negotiated and passed in 2009. He is a member of the AFL-CIO Executive Council, the Academy of Motion Pictures, and the Science Governors Board, the Labor Advisory Board of American Income Life, and the AFI Board of Trustees. Howard has been working as a member, as I said, for 40 years and has earned a formidable list of credits and awards, including his second Emmy in 2009 for his role in HBO's critically acclaimed Grey Gardens. Yeah. That show, I do. He has performed in nearly 40 stage productions, 7 of which were on Broadway, and more than 20 feature films. In television, he has starred in 7 series, 6 miniseries, and 16 movies, in addition to making countless guest appearances. He helped create The White Shadow, for those of you who remember that. It was a groundbreaking television series in which he starred from 78 to 1982 and would go on to have recurring roles on shows such as Dynasty and Crossing Jordan. Howard authored the book, Act Natural. God bless him. We'll all take that into consideration. Published by Random House in 2003. Again, our national president of Screen Actors Guild, Ken Howard.
SAG itself is only 76 years old. I like that number, 76. Congratulations and my best wishes for 40 more. I'd like to begin by recognizing the hard-working and dedicated people who work so hard every day, starting with your elected council members, your staff executive, Marshall Fishman, your national board representative, Helen McNutt. I adore Helen McNutt, I'll tell you why later. And of course, branch president, Tom McCarthy. I'll tell you now, actually. Sometimes in the big meetings we have, we'll have people in LA, and then we'll have the tape recording from New York. And so Helen will be up there. And occasionally, with that sweet Irish face of hers, she'll ask a question. A very good, significant question. And the room will go nuts. How dare anybody suggest such a thing? What the hell is that to be hung up in her heels? They go crazy forever. And I have to calm it down. And then I have the opportunity later in the meeting to say, Helen, would you like to chime in on this issue? Just to get another laugh. So you're actually very valuable in your own very discreet and sweet way. Philadelphia branch president for more than 30 years, and he's done a great job. I know a lot of this is redundant for you, but I think on a day like this, redundancy is most appropriate. Tom's going to retire from guild service at the end of his term in September. I'd say personally that I'm still in the first year of my job as president. I can't imagine being president for 30 years. I know my thanks pale in comparison to the gratitude of your members. Just let me say how much we all respect and admire your leadership and your constant vigilance on behalf of Screen Actors Guild and the Philadelphia members. We wish you the best of all things in your retirement and hope, as I know you will, that you'll stay close to SAG even as you retire as president. And thank you to the members. It is great to be here with you, and I really am honored to speak with you. Since my election, another thing I want to thank you for, one of the joys of my job has been, one of the great joys has been actually getting out of an election and traveling to the branch offices and meeting with members. I have a good time. I usually return tired and quite fulfilled at being able to do this. It's a very important work for me, and I felt from the time I started that this was crucial for the future of SAG. The bringing together of SAG was all of the Screen Actors Guild between New York and Los Angeles that is so significant in our life as a national organization and in over too much. Knowing how you and our other members of the branches think about issues that affect this union is crucial to my ability to represent the interests of all SAG members. Now, I am particularly pleased to be here in Philadelphia. It's a remarkable city, the heart of our nation, home of the Founding Fathers. It's rich with history and with its own unique character. I think the charm and personality of Philadelphia come largely from wonderful people who make the city their home. And I know the city a little bit. I'll share a few anecdotes with you. I've worked here over the years on various projects. Of course, I wasn't here when we did 1776. It all takes place out of town, as briefly in Haven in Washington. But I did come back here after doing the film of 1776 and played in a marvelous production of Volpone with Howard was still at the Walnut Street Theater, the oldest theater in the country. Had a great time there. And then, in a very special, wonderfully memorable time for me, I came back and I was talking with one of your members right there about it. I came back in 1975 and did a small film that's still running called Independence. And it was directed by John Huston. I played Tom Jefferson again, and Eli Wallach played Franklin, and Pat Hickman played Adams, and marvelous cast. And Huston was just great to work with. He had this great personality, and he was a performer, and there were crowds of people watching him direct. And then when it was all done, we'd go to the bar, and he'd start drinking and quoting Yeats, and in a charming way, hitting on the waitresses. And then I'd say, I've got to go to bed. And I'd get up the next morning ready for him. And he'd already be on the set. Good morning, lads. Lovely day. I don't know how does he do this. But there was a moment that I have to share with you. It was one of my favorite moments, 40 years ago. He had Owen Roisman as his director of photography. Owen had won the Academy Award for French Connection Owen 2 years before. Real man in the business, and all the way up, really knew it all. He said, Owen, I want Jefferson, Adams, and Franklin to appear through the mists of time. And I started explaining to him, and as Roisman was listening, he was talking, saying to guys, get me all the big brutes you have, get me some inky things, a lot of, get me dry ice, right, give me cutters, and he was listening, and finally, she was this brightest, got it, and he started to walk away, and there were several hundred people listening to him. And he said, oh,